everybody. Welcome to the Bill and Kelly Show from Sip Coffee in Highland, Indiana. And we have a special guest with us today. It is Amy Blacker. She's the Development Director for Habitat Humanity of Northwest Indiana.
And what is your name again?
Amy Blaker.
Blaker.
Thank you.
Did I say Blakey?
You said Blacker.
Oh, Blacker. Okay. So, as Kelly always does,
I always have to
and
correct
corrects. So, again, welcome.
Thank you.
And welcome to the show. And first of all, before we get too far, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and how your training in life ended you up with the Habitat for Humanity?
I am born and raised in Hammond in the Hessville. I grew up in Hessville. I went to school at Purdue. I went away to Lafayette, and then I came home and finished at wonderful Purdue Calumet, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And I know we're calling it something different, but it's still Purdue Calumet to me.
To me too.
So I did work in retail for a long time. I worked at Menards, and then I left that job to work for the Indiana Democratic Party. And from there, I went to work for Congressman Bisklowski. And I worked there for several years as a caseworker. I enjoyed my job there, and I was able to go to school for my master's at IUN. No.
Oh.
I'll forgive you for that.
And I went for my master's in public affairs, which had a lot of nonprofit aspect to it. Learned a lot about nonprofit, and I was also volunteering with Meals on Wheels. I volunteer with the service organization, the Munster Junior Women's Club, and I serve on the board of Meals on Wheels. So there's definitely a nonprofit interest, and this position opened up, and I decided to try something new, to get into the nonprofit sector, and so I jumped, and so that was in January. So I've been with Habitat since January.
Wonderful.
Awesome. So January this year.
Yes.
So you're hitting the ground running, so to speak,
yeah.
because we've seen a lot of you at different events happening and different places. Some of the places we're familiar with, Wild Rose, you were there not too long ago.
Yes.
So before we get too far, why don't you tell us a bit about, give us a refresher course on Habitat for Humanity, how it started, where it started, and then how it came to be in Northwest Indiana.
It did start in Atlanta, and a lot of people think that Jimmy Carter started Habitat. We certainly appreciate the high profile that he has given, but it actually wasn't started by him. But he is everybody's favorite Habitat volunteer. In 1986, it was incorporated right here in Northwest Indiana. Since that time, we have served over 100 families, either through homes or ramps. We also did a lot of wheelchair ramps, which are really needed in this community.
Important.
So that is good to know. So it's just not building houses.
Correct.
Access to houses. So
Correct.
that's
Yes,
great.
and that's a huge need in Northwest Indiana. I can't tell you how many phone calls. Even when I worked in the congressman's office, people looking for assistance with wheelchair ramps. So that's a huge need that we were filling there. But we mostly build homes. Some habitats do a lot of critical home repair, but right now we're building. We build about 7 homes a year right now. We have taken on the initiative of a veteran build. We have identified that veterans have unique needs as far as housing is concerned. And so we have dedicated at least 1 home a year to a veteran, but right now we have 4 veteran builds that we're doing right now. We build all over Lake County. We are building in Gary right now, in Maryville, and we will break ground in Lowell at the beginning of 2019.
How exciting.
It is an exciting time at Habitat.
No, and that's great. And not better time since there seems to be a backward trend of less affordable housing available to folks. Whether it be talking about taxes, just cost of housing now, it's become a real issue for some people and the communities that they live. That sometimes they have to leave because they just can't afford it.
That's correct.
So talking about that, how does one begin that process, application process, and who qualifies?
Well, we help struggling working families. So these are families that wouldn't qualify for a typical mortgage. This is a family that's working but just can't save enough for a down payment on a home. Our families make between 30 to 80% of the AMI for the area, and of course the government decides what that is. We work with people who have fixable credit. We're not that concerned about medical bills, but we want to be able to help you fix your credit. And that being said, our partner families truly partner with us. They're required to put in 300 sweat equity hours into the home, so they help build the home. And they're required to take a financial peace class because we don't want to put them in their home and walk away. Habitat is there forever. And so we want to make sure that when you get in your home, you're able to save for emergency funds, not get into credit card debt, things like that. So we truly partner with our families. They truly partner with us.
So yeah, it's a budget class, so to speak.
Yes.
And, and in fact, Habitat for Humanity is the bank, the mortgage company.
That's correct. We sell the family a zero interest mortgage, and you can imagine the disposable income that frees up for a family.
Absolutely.
That they're able to spend on medicine, that they're able to invest right back in the local economy. Habitat homeowners are eating in their own community, they're shopping in their own community. So it doesn't just build a home, it builds a strong Northwest Indiana.
Right, and which is great. And many of these, I assume, are starter homes, people who just can't afford, as well as people who've been established homeowners that may have lost their home for some other reason, but
Yes.
yet they have a family to house.
Yes.
So let's go back and talk about this process, getting an application. What do they need to bring with them? Who do they contact? The first steps.
They can call our office. Penny Triesenberg is our family services coordinator. She can send an application, and it talks about the partnership. Again, you have to have income, you have to be working, and you have to have fixable credit. We don't keep a waiting list per se because sometimes somebody says, I want to live in Highland, and if we don't have donated land in Highland, it could be years before we built in Highland. So we don't keep a quote unquote list. But these are the things we look for when you apply. And Penny is a wonderful resource for the families. She really works with them.
So when you say fixable credit, you have to do analysis on the debt to income ratio to make sure it's not way out of bounds. Am I assuming correctly that you won't take anyone that is under Chapter 13?
That's not necessarily true.
No. So it depends what their plan is
Correct.
and how it's structured. And you know, when you have Chapter 7, all your debt is washed away. How do those people fit into this?
It is something that Family Services sits down with them. Our board looks at it. We're looking to put someone in the home that is going to sustain themselves in the home. And that's our most important thing, whether they're able to continue to make those mortgage payments. And our homeowners, they pay property taxes, they pay insurance, and that brings their mortgage with the principal to about $500 a month. So if you're paying outrageous rent, and let's face it, some of the rent
Oh my gosh.
is very high. That is freeing up a lot of disposable income for a family.
Especially, and you know, this area is still relatively lower than Illinois as far as taxes, but still, that's one thing that affects people heavily when there's a tax increase. You know, it affects their ability to pay and so on. So.
Does Habitat make a really concerted effort to make sure that things that are being put into the home are very ecology friendly and things, you know, so that they're not spending a fortune on hot water and gas
absolutely.
and all
Energy
that?
efficient is huge. We use 2x6 construction. We use low E windows. We have a wonderful partnership with Whirlpool, and they donate energy efficient appliances to us. So yes,
What about solar? Anybody doing the solar thing yet?
Not quite yet.
Not yet?
Not
Okay.
yet. We have to get some generous donors to
Now,
donate some
you said
solar.
something
Well-
about, you know, not being able to move into Highland if they don't have a lot. Do people donate property, or how does that work?
Some people donate lots to us. Some occasionally we can purchase low cost lots, things like that. But a lot of times the land is donated to us.
Oh, okay.
Right. So so that is good to know. So now, and let's talk about donations, because that is another way that Habitat for Humanity is sustained through
Yes.
donations and contributions. And also we can't forget about talking about the Restore as well, because that is another way building material is supplied. So let's talk about someone who, say, is looking, maybe a construction company that wants to donate some construction supplies. Where do they go? Do they go directly to the Restore, and tell us a little bit about the Restore while you're at it.
Our Restore sells new and gently used home items. The only thing we really don't carry is clothing. But we have lots of new stuff that is donated to us from Home Depot, from Lowe's, vanities that they're discontinuing, things like that. We do have some contractors who will donate things to us. It's every day there's something new and exciting in our restores. We have one restore on Ridge Road in Gary, and our other restore is in Maryville, across from the Avalon on Route 30, and they're just now decorating for Christmas, so there's lots of great Christmas stuff. Now is the time when people are looking to buy new appliances and they're getting rid of their old, so you can give our restore a call and we can pick up any working appliance. We have a truck that will come to your house and pick it up for you, and that helps us fund our mission.
Wow, that's great. So, I mean, it's not typical classic Habitat for Humanity just built houses. They have these other resources available, the ramps, and then also the restore for people that can pick up appliances or what have you that are strapped. And,
Yes.
And then that money that you get from the restore is put back into helping build homes.
Yes, helps fund our mission.
Goes into, so that's great. So, in Northwest Indiana, you talked about some projects you have going on. How far does this particular location reach as far as, is it Porter, LaPorte, or what are the counties you cover?
We cover Lake County. Porter County has a habitat as well. There are other habitats in this area, but right now we are Lake County.
So this is predominantly Lake County?
Yes.
Right. So I guess how many homes would you looking into the future, are you ready for right now? I mean, if you had a crystal ball like in 2019, what would you say that Habitat for Humanity be ready for?
Our goal for a few years now has been 10 homes a year. We're at about 7. It cost us $95,000 to build a home. So we have to raise that money before we can build. We don't start until we have all the funds available. We would like to get to that 10 homes a year, but we have one fantastic construction manager. He has over 40 years of experience in building. He's retired and now he builds with us. So, we're trying to get to that 10 house, but right now we're at about 7.
And the process for building, do you have a family in mind when you build, or is it you build a house and find a family?
It usually comes together both at the same time because the family works on their home. They put in those sweat equity hours. Their family and friends can come out and help work on the home. So by the time we're excavating, we've got a family in the pipeline.
So they have an opportunity of picking out some of the things from the restore that they could use in the kitchen, appliances, and so on.
Well, do they get the things for their home through the restore? Or?
Well, the appliances are donated to us from Whirlpool, so those come brand new, which is wonderful. It's a great partnership. But yeah, they can shop our restore if they're looking for a rug or a new lamp, things like that. We have lots of home goods there.
Okay. Can any of that all be bundled in with the mortgage, or is it they have to do it separately?
Separately.
All right.
We sell things at a great discount price. You wouldn't even need to bundle it in.
Because I know one time you could do that when you're building a home, you wrap up everything except for pets. Although sometimes I like to wrap up Dexter in something. Dexter, we can do a whole show on Dexter.
Yeah, we could.
My dog. So with that, let's talk about some of the fundraisers you have coming up. One I know is the gala.
Yes. We're fortunate to partner with the Home Builders Association, and they have their Christmas gala, and we are the benefactor of their silent auction. And we are partnering with Porter County because they serve a larger district than just Lake County, so Porter County Habitat will be there as well. It's a wonderful event, and we're just grateful to receive the proceeds from that. Most of our fundraisers are on-the-job fundraisers. We do wall builds, we do wall raises, and we require a certain dollar amount to participate in these team building activities. So our fundraisers are also work.
You show up there
Yes.
for a fundraiser, you get a hammer.
So a company donates the money to build the wall for the house or
Correct.
something like that. Okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
You brought some pictures with you,
I
so I guess this is the appropriate time to show them.
Can I ask a quick question about
Sure.
the gala? Now, is the gala open to other people, or is it just something that the homeowners association or the group that you're talking about does, and it's just their own people?
It is open. There is on our Facebook page. There is an invite on there.
Okay, so you can go onto the Facebook page,
Yes.
get information if you wanted to go there, and if somebody wanted to donate a silent auction item or something like that, they could also contact people through that.
Correct. It's on our website and on our Facebook.
All right, that's what I wanted to know.
Let's get on to the slideshow. So I take it this is one of the families.
This is our partner family. This is Samuel Lopez and his wife Shella. They just had another baby. And they are excited. They will be moving into a home in Maryville that we are rehabbing. This is actually a home that was donated to us, and we are rehabbing it. It had been vacant for several years, so you can imagine what it's like to live next to the empty house on the block.
Oh,
Nobody
sure.
wants to live there. So we are able to rehab that, and they'll be new Habitat homeowners.
Oh,
Family of four.
wonderful.
Family of
Great
four
looking
now,
family.
yes.
Yeah.
Amazing looking family. Congratulations to them.
This
And
is an example of our Women Build. We've got women out on the job site, empowering themselves through construction skills, through learning new skills. Our Women Build kicks off in May, right after Mother's Day, and we bring out different groups of women from area organizations, businesses, service organizations, and they come out and build with us for the day. And again, it's a fundraiser, and it's also a lot of fun.
Now, if a women's group wanted to look into doing this coming May, do they contact Habitat? Just call them up and say,
Yep, they
hey,
can-
we've got people who want to come work.
Yes, we do groups of 8 just to keep it safe and to keep it fun, so everybody has something to do out on the job. And we've had great groups this year from NIPSCO, Sentier Bank has come out. We've had some service groups, so it's been a lot of fun.
and there's a house.
Yes, this is one of our homes in the Field of Dreams in Gary. It's at 18th and Adams Street. We have 2 blocks of homes there that we started about 12 years ago. And it's, if you get a chance to go out that way, it's really something to see these
So its
homes.
own little neighborhood.
It is.
It's
It is,
wonderful.
and it's a wonderful little neighborhood because it's a lot of younger children. There's a brand new park at the end of the street. There's a brand new fire station at the end of the street. So this is one of our model homes on the Field of Dreams on 18th and Adams.
So let's talk about the house, the typical house that one builds from Habitat for Humanity. What is there a blueprint, a typical size, square footage, number of rooms, number of bedrooms, baths?
It does depend on the family, but our homes are decent, simple homes. This home that you see here actually has a basement, which is unusual for us. We don't typically do basements, but when we dug the foundation, there was a basement there, and it would have cost us almost as much to fill it as it would to give a family a basement. So that home has a basement, and that is not as typical.
So when you dug for the foundation or the slab, you found a basement. That is crazy
like
luck.
bonus.
That is crazy,
Yes.
crazy luck.
And the house next to it will have one, and the house across the street as well, just whatever was there before.
Okay.
Oh, so these are like old home sites that they built?
It's-
Obviously,
yes.
there's a basement
At
there.
one point, I think there was a church there, actually, somewhere right over there. But yeah, there were homes there before. The land has since been cleared, and the city of Gary is a great partner to us in building these homes. So we're
And
grateful.
this is a great way to revitalize a community like Gary.
It really is,
These are
because
beautiful homes.
They are beautiful homes, and again, our families pay property taxes, so that is helping to build a strong community.
So this is multiple fold. It's just not helping the family, but it's helping revitalize that area. So
Yes.
that is great
Now, do they
partnership.
do landscaping as well? Once the home is done, do they put in sod and things, or is that the person who gets the home's job to do all
No,
of
we
that?
help with the final grading. We also have master gardeners who will come out and volunteer their time, and they help spruce it up with some small shrubs and different landscaping to make it look like a home.
Wonderful.
There's
So
another
you get a kind of a view of some of the homes on the block there at the Field of Dreams. And that is
Gorgeous.
another group that had come out for Women Build. You see them working on the homes.
Oh, there's your logo.
That's right, girl power being.
This is from today. Actually, today we are
Wow.
fortunate to have an interfaith group come out. We have a couple of different churches. We
I was
have-
about to say, do you wear that dress often?
And we have a synagogue from Munster and a mosque as well.
Awesome.
Members from each one that have come out to raise walls for us today. And again, that's a fundraiser for us, so they're not just donating their time, but they're also generously donating funds. And the beautiful thing about this is that you have to work together to raise a wall. Everybody has to be on the same page. Everybody has to be lifting at the same time. Everyone has to depend on the person next to them to hold. I mean, the walls are very heavy to hold on to it. So this
How
is
the whole world
this
should
is
be.
really, and it was just so beautiful to see this morning. This interfaith group come out and do this. So it is our hope to in 2020 have an interfaith build and have area churches and different faiths come out and build with us.
Yeah, and if you go to their site, Habitat for Humanity's website for Northwest Indiana, a video that you come to is the raising of a wall. So there are like 4 or 5 people, if I remember, raising a wall.
Yes.
So that's
Actually
great
Lakeshore
analogy.
Public Media. They had come out that day, and so that is a group from there and that's something to see when you really see that wall go from being down to up. And not only that, for the group that leaves today, they walked in and it was just flat decking. And when they leave at 3 o'clock this afternoon, walls will be up, and that's a big transformation.
Yes, it is.
And that's it for the slideshow. That's great family and beneficiaries.
Now, those
of that.
homes that are in Gary, are they mostly 2 or 3 bedroom homes?
They're 3-bedroom homes.
3 bedrooms, okay.
3-bedroom, 1 bathroom. I would love for you guys to come out and see one
Oh,
anytime.
yeah, we're definitely going to do that.
We can
And I want to get
actually
involved
do
in
a
the
video.
women's build, too.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I would love to have
We
you
don't
come
have the
out.
big
I'm gonna
cameras
come
that
out.
Lakeshore has, but we come pretty close. We have a GoPro.
That's
Oh,
right.
wow.
We're fancy
Look out,
fancy now,
look
baby.
out.
That's
Yeah.
something.
It is.
We're like
wireless
jacked
mic,
up.
we got it all.
And we have microphones, we got cameras, yeah.
Oh yeah, we would love to have you out.
Oh, we'd love to do that.
All right, well,
Maybe we can get
that's-
the Heinley Griffith Chamber to get a bunch of women together to come out. for
That
the
would be a lot of
women's
fun.
build. I think I'm gonna
Spearhead that.
Yes, I will.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I will.
So let's do that. We'll plan a time when we could come out and do
And
a.
everyone's welcome on our women build, so I would expect to see you there too.
Oh yeah, I'll put a wig on him and
You,
a little
we have-
dress.
Actually, I've dressed as a woman before.
I know you have.
Yeah, Grandmama Moran from the Baltic States.
Oh, okay.
The
I was gonna
hairiest
say I
woman
thought it
you'd
was
ever
what you
seen
were
in
talking
your
about
life.
last night.
No.
At home.
No. Okay, we're bringing up way too much.
It was Halloween, everybody.
That's
I know we
right.
didn't, yeah.
Actually, that was Halloween. I dressed up as Grandmama Moran from the Baltic States.
All right.
Yeah, someone got a hold of a picture of that and made a life-size cutout. My staff at Valparaiso Community Schools, by the way. I love it. I love those guys. Love working with them. So, is there more information you want to share with us? Any other upcoming things that you want to tell us about?
Well, I do want people to know what Habitat does in the community here. That we're not just building homes, but we're building communities. We're building strong Northwest Indiana, and what that does for a family coming out of a high rent situation into an affordable mortgage. What that does for children, their health is increased. I mean, children who grow up in a home have a lower risk of having asthma, a lower risk of having behavioral problems, and a much greater chance at college, even across the same demographic and socioeconomic status from somebody who rents.
Well, just making life easier for everybody. I mean, you've got to think the parents are going to be so much more relieved and so much less stress involved in how are we going to make the rent this month and everything else, where we own a home. This is our house,
Yes.
and we're part of this community. And
It's a wonderful
and
feeling,
yes,
and it's
I
a
think
wonderful
it would
thing
just,
to see.
for everybody. It's just an amazing transformation, and
I'd
what
love
it
to
can
have
do
you
for
at a
the
home
community.
dedication when you
Yeah.
see what it's like for someone to take the
Yes.
keys to their home. I mean, what a feeling that is, and what a beautiful thing it is to see. I would love, and we're getting ready to dedicate some homes very soon. We have a family that we're going to build for in Lowell, and it's another veteran. And his daughter said she can't wait for her house so she can have a window in her bedroom and put a plant on the windowsill.
Okay,
Well, you know,
it's just so
you know, Amy,
beautiful how
Simple.
simple and
Yeah,
beautiful
you know,
is
Amy,
that.
last week we had Mental Health of America, the Northwest Indiana, on, and one of the things that they talked about was how important it is to provide as much as possible ideal environment for the early years, from 1 to 2 to 3, that if any time that you want to provide an ideal environment, a good housing, a stable environment, that is the time to do it. And this speaks to that, giving a family a chance at owning a home and giving their children a chance in life.
Yes, it truly breaks the cycle of poverty for a family. It really, it's one of the few. of course I'm biased, but one of the few nonprofit organizations that do break that cycle of poverty. You're creating wealth for generations to come when you own your own home.
If we come to that, where they're doing the key presentation, everything, can I be like Mary Bailey? Can I like bread and salt and here's the
Absolutely.
wine and everything, just like she did when they would have a new house at Bailey Park?
Absolutely.
I wanna do
I would
that.
love to have you at a dedication for that.
Something about
I'd love to do that.
Kelly posing as Mayor Daley.
Not Mary Daly, Mary Bailey.
Mary Bailey.
Mary
Oh,
Bailey.
Mary Bailey.
It makes a
It's
little
a
more sense
wonderful
now.
I
life.
thought she said Mayor Daley, and I'm
Yes, yes, that's exactly what I wanted because Mayor Daly was always there giving out bread and salt.
like, all right, now I
Okay.
remember.
My favorite movie, Dare Remember?
Yes,
It's a Wonderful
yes,
Life.
yes.
It's almost time
Well-
to watch that.
Oh, there's
On
it's
Thanksgiving.
always
Oh,
time
is
to
it?
watch
Okay.
that movie.
With that,
Always.
we better close out the show so
Okay.
Kelly can abuse me more afterwards and tell me how incorrect I am about things.
Well, I'm very
You love
grateful
me, don't
to
you, honey?
Yes, of course
Don't
I
you,
do.
honey?
Sure I do, honey. Not right
feel
now.
the love.
Not right now, you weirdo.
Oh, okay, with that, we'll close out another wonderful show. Did I tell you how much we appreciate you being back on the show?
Thank you.
Hmm.
You missed me,
Well,
didn't
thank you for having me. I love to
Thank
talk
you.
about Habitat, so thank
Yeah.
you very much.
And how
Thank
do we,
you for being
what
our
is the
guest.
website for Habitat?
It's
just so we know.
nwihabitat.org. You
Okay.
can also find us on Facebook. We have our upcoming events and things that are going on both of them.
Great.
I'm excited now.
And we're on Instagram as well.
Wow.
Ooh, fancy schmancy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You have a Snapchat?
Not yet.
Too many people are Snapchatting all over the place. Get off my lawn. All right, with that, we will wish you all a safe rest of the week and a great weekend. Goodbye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This was a lot of fun.